how was I not fully prepared when I turned the camera on? I literally sat here and said, let's turn the camera on now, and I still needed stuff. The logic isn't there. Hello? Is this gonna be an all day, like, is this gonna be an every time and all day thing? What do you think? I'm not doing makeup yet. There's nothing to lick. The makeup's not even on my hands. Excuse me. I need you to go lay down. Goodbye. He loves jumping up on this desk and he loves licking makeup, and I don't understand. Anyways, hello guys, we're here. It's look number 3 of Halloween month, and I could say I'm pretty excited. Oh, I forgot something. Bum, bum, bum. Oops. Anyways, yes, look number 3 of Halloween month. Are we so excited or what? Today I'm going to be recreating a look that I did last year on my ex-boyfriend. And I wanted to do it on myself, but everybody voted for the other mother, and then I did it on him instead. So he was bald. I could go like full paint. Today, obviously, we're limited to my face, and that's okay. I'm gonna end up painting down my neck, everything. But before we get into that, I think you should subscribe, like this video if you enjoy my craziness and also my Halloween looks, and comment if you think that this is a look that you could pull off, which guess what? I bet you can. The dog's back already, so that's going well. And without further ado, let's get into this craziness, all right? I have makeup on from earlier today. I was recording like a silly little video for work. Like I think it was literally 7 seconds. But I put makeup on because it was going in a work like video. So everyone was gonna see my face. So I'm gonna take her off because she is old. And we didn't put in that much effort. So I'm just priming my face, gotta get it ready for what's about to happen, mainly because after using those makeup wipes, although they are eczema friendly, they kind of sting and they make my skin feel dry. So I'm using a hydrating primer. Now I am using a pore filling primer. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. I want to have minimal pores showing. So we're starting off with that. And then we are doing a crazy jack-o'-lantern look. I had a photo I was referencing last year. I don't know what it was because I no longer have the photo, but it was a lovely, beautiful brunette woman who did it, and it was wicked cool. So I'm doing it myself this year, and I actually don't even have a photo to reference because I don't need one, given the fact that I've done this before. Also, I hit 120 subscribers today on YouTube. That's so exciting for me. I'm pretty sure by my 1 year mark, which was in May or April, I hadn't hit 100 yet. And so in the last like 6 months, I've gained probably close to like 30 subscribers. And that's pretty cool for me because when you don't have that many, every single one counts. So I love you if you're here and you're watching this. I really enjoy you and I'm glad you came here. Okay, my hair looks awful today. I was gonna straighten it or curl it, and then it was 8:30 and I said, never mind, I don't feel like doing that. So this is what we're working with, okay? I woke up like this literally and I brushed it like 3 times. It doesn't matter. But with this wonderful look, it's a look where you have kind of similar to last week's Cruella, where you have like a jack-o'-lantern like ripping out of your skin essentially. So part of your face still has to be like a full glam moment. So I'm going to do that. I didn't wet my sponge either. Holy cow, I am all over the place. But to start that, I kind of want to map a general area where I'm going to have my actual skin and then where the jack-o'-lantern's going to be, because if I don't do that, I don't want to do my whole face because I don't have to take it off when I need to paint it anyways. So let me just do that super quick. So we are going to take our white eyeliner. We're going to get a nice couple rips going right down across our nose, up onto our cheek, and down there. Is that enough rips? I feel like we need some more rips. This This is gonna get painted over anyway, so it's not like a big deal if it's not perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to hop off camera. I'm gonna do like a full glam, a full eyeshadow, like fancy, lash, everything, and then we're gonna come back and do the jack-o'-lantern part. BRB. Yikes, okay, BRB. Okay, so I have my, such like an itchy spot over here and it's driving me nuts. Okay, so I have my one side done with foundation, concealer, contour, eyes. I went for like a dramatic, deep, sultry eye. I feel like it adds to the effect of the drama and the craziness. Also, I mean, you can do any eye look you want. I just chose this one because I thought it would be fun, given the fact that it's only one eye and we can be a little dramatic if we want. But now we are going to start with the face paint. That's a lie, Caitlin, you're skipping a major step. I need to take my eyebrow and cover her up. And this never goes well for me, so you take an Elmer's glue stick. I always use the purple. I feel like that's just because it's easy to find, but also it's easy to know when it dries. And you are going to rub it in your eyebrow hairs, just all over them. Get them nice and saturated. But you only want it on your hair. If you get it on your skin, it's not going to go well. I don't have a good spoolie. I am all over the place today. Okay. Let me go get a spoolie so I can brush this out. Give me 1 second. This is a disposable mascara wand, but it's gonna do the trick for us here. So then you're just going to brush your hairs straight up with the glue. They are going up, up, up. You don't want them down. You want them straight up. And you want them to lay as flat as possible to your skin. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm also going to remove some of the glue around my brow, because that glue is not going to look good with makeup on top of it. So paint, makeup, anything. So whatever you end up doing, you gotta remove that extra glue because it is going to ruin your look. The glue should only be where your eyebrow is being glued. Okay. Another trick is to then lay it flat with the flat end of a brush, or in this case, my disposable mascara wand, and you let that dry. Then you do another layer of glue, brush it through, lay it flat, let it dry. It's gonna take me a minute, and it's already 9:43, so this is gonna be a long one again. It always is. But the gluing takes a while. So I'll be right back with a fully glued on eyebrow, and then I will powder it obsessively and then cover her up, okay? All right, I did 3 coats and I'm kind of sick of waiting, and this is gonna be a bad idea and I know it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Hot Mess Express today. So I have a powder puff. I have a large quantity of powder on said powder puff. I'm going to move all of the items on my desk underneath my face because this is gonna go everywhere. And you take your powder and you just slap it on all over. Full disclosure, I'm not great at gluing my eyebrows down. I don't know why. It's just not one of my many talents. So that's why I don't do it very often. And in most cases, I try to do a look where I don't have to do it. But sometimes you do. And it becomes out of your control. Okay. Now we are powdered. I'm going to take a color corrector. This is my Becca under eye corrector. I'm going to put it on top, just buffing that in, and then I'm going to take a very pigmented concealer, which is my CoverGirl concealer, and I'm going to cover it up. I'm actually gonna let that sit for just a second so that way it kind of deposits some of the pigment, and the harder it is to blend out, the easier that is for me later. What is extra difficult about gluing your eyebrows is the texture. So like I was saying, with getting the glue off with a makeup wipe, is not only do your hairs have texture, which you're trying to flatten with glue, but then if the glue gets like a weird tacky and starts to roll or pill, it then just makes you like covered in glue, in like glue balls. Like I have little glue balls in my hair right now on this side of my face, so that's fun. I don't know, it's chaos. So you just kind of have to be careful. If you don't do it great, most of it's gonna get covered with black, and so at that point it is going to be kind of not a problem anymore, because once your eyebrow is covered in black, I mean, the hairs aren't gonna stand out anymore. So I wouldn't be too worried about covering it perfectly. Right now you can definitely see my eyebrow. It's not like super hidden, so it's not great. Also, I have some hairs down here that I didn't pluck or cover with concealer, but what are you gonna do? Or glue, better yet. It's one of those things that takes a lot of practice, and I don't do it often, so I don't have a lot of practice, but essentially, that's where we're starting with our eyebrow. So now I'm going to mix my red and yellow paints in this Makeup Forever Flash palette on the back of my hand using a paintbrush. And then we are going to start painting our face orange. This brush is a Real Techniques buffing brush. Is the brush that I stained orange last year and was never able to get out doing this exact look. So no time like the present. I am actually going to take some on the back of this brush, the paintbrush, not this brush, and I'm going to start kind of wiping it on my face. I think that will make it easier for the brush to be able to move it around. I have some deposited on here. Starting to put this orange paint all over. My whole face is not going to be orange, so I'm not going to go nuts with covering my entire face, but I am going to cover most of it just to make sure that all the orange that will be orange is all set. When it comes to this tighter area, I'm gonna have to use a different brush at some point. I just don't know when. Oh, I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna put it on my ear. That never ends well. You have makeup in your ear for literal days. Okay, so we have the orange on. I'm not gonna say it's on perfectly, because it's not. But, I mean, I feel like we're gonna fix that later with other things like black paint, orange shadow, all those things. Okay, now I'm gonna be covered in orange paint for the rest of my life. Who needs a spray tan when you just paint yourself orange, right? Now that I painted myself orange, I need to set it, so I am going to use my big powder puff again and just start putting powder all over my face. And this process does not take a short amount of time, it takes a long amount of time. So I'm going to go and do this, and I will be back in a jiffy. Hello, hello, hello. I'm powdered. So now we are going to, Ello, get down. I think I powdered way better today than I did last week, so hopefully there's no like muddiness happening. But I'm going to take my water activated black paint, and I'm going to start making some jack-o'-lantern patterns. So obviously when you're a jack-o'-lantern, you have a big, you know what? I feel like probably start with something that's not going to completely destroy my face if I screw it up. So I'm gonna start with this white, trying to create on the nose at least a little bit of an illusion that it continues, because I feel like otherwise my actual nostrils are gonna get in the way. And then on the mouth, you make like a jagged toothed smile thing. I'm gonna wing that one because the pen is not working, or the eyeliner is not working. So I'm gonna start in our eye area with black. I'm gonna just tap it gently over my eyebrow because I don't want to screw it up. And we're just painting. We're painting in the lines that we drew. So, you know, if you colored when you were like 5 or 6 and you enjoyed it and you could stay in the lines, hopefully you can pull it off today. No one's gonna judge you if you can't, because I probably won't. And that's okay. I feel like this is gonna be like winged eyeliner, where like the more you try, the bigger it gets. All right, that's the closest I'm gonna get to my eye. I'm gonna let eyeliner do the rest on that one, because otherwise it's gonna hurt. Now we're gonna do the nose, which now needs to come down. so it's not touching the eye. So with the mouth, I'm trying to make sure that my lips are colored because they're not like all black, because they're not the same as, they're not like the same texture, and they're also not the same color as the orange because of the pigmentation of my lips. So I'm making sure that all the teeth go above my lips at all times, just so that I don't get kind of screwed. Another random thing I was just thinking about is water activated paints are obviously coming off when it's raining. So if you have a raining Halloween, I wouldn't wear water activated paints. If you're sweating a lot, wouldn't wear water activated paints. It's not gonna go well. Just my 2 cents. I feel like that's important to remember. Okay, so my camera shut off because I was super focused, but essentially what I did is I was painting my face with my water activated black paints to make the mouth, which I kind of had to freehand because I didn't draw it completely when I was doing it before. And then I took a liquid liner. This is my Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. And I kind of sharpened the edges of the teeth so they looked more sharp and just made more sense. I just put black eyeliner all the way around my eyes. I am going to set my eyes with a black powder shadow because this particular paint is creasing. I think simply just because, you know, my eyes are open and they're moving around. I'm taking a black shadow and I'm just setting the entire lid. Probably should make sure I'm not getting any fallout, because that would be bad. As for the nose, she kind of got out of hand and I don't really know if I can fix her, but I am going to powder my lips, and I'm also going to go over the mouth in general because some parts the paint consistency was a little looser, sorry, a little too much water, so it would get a little more transparent. And that's one thing with water activated paints, the more water you add, the thinner they're gonna be and the less pigmented those then are. So you need to be careful because, especially in the big areas like this where you're filling it in and trying to make a consistent color, is sometimes you're not gonna get a consistent color and you're gonna get different levels of opacity around based off of how you're mixing the paint. So, okay, so something that needs to happen now is I need to start blending the detailed lines around my face. So I'm going to where's the brush I want? This brush. It has green on it though. I'm going to quickly color switch this brush. It's only 10:43, guys, nothing major. So pumpkins have lines where their little like divots are. And so there's shadows and there's highlights. There's peaks and there's valleys. There also should be a shadow underneath anywhere where my skin is meeting the rip, kind of like last week when we did Cruella de Vil. So I'm going into my Morphe X James Charles palette, and I'm gonna take this shade right here, and that's what we're going to use to make our lines. So take a little bit on your brush. Remember, you're a pumpkin, so you're gonna be curved as you go down. The problem is I'm also trying to do my neck, so I want to try to make them somewhat straighter when they reach my neck area. So I'm just going to start, you know what, maybe I'll start on my neck and work up. That might be easier. So I'm gonna start right here in what I consider the center of my face neck situation. And I am going to start blending that out. Okay, and then I'm gonna follow that same line straight up. So looking straight ahead into my mirror, that line goes right up the center here. What's important is the more detailed and the more consistent you get, the more realistic it's gonna look and the nicer it'll look. So I am going, and although there are areas where it is barely touching or barely even gonna have a line, I'm still adding it because that's still going to help the illusion. Like now we're getting like right around here, I would have a little bit. And then right here, I would have some again. Now we're gonna do one more line, and we're just gonna keep going throughout the face. Okay, I am going to take another brush now, just like a plain blending brush. I'm gonna dip into the lighter orange that's in this palette. And I'm gonna go over those same lines, hoping to diffuse the edges a little bit and blend it out a little better. Only because you're gonna get a nice fade into that deeper tone when you're looking at an actual pumpkin. It's not gonna be a harsh line. So I wanna blend them so they match better. So I just take a lighter orange and I just go over the edges of these deeper tones to blend them out. It doesn't want to focus on me because I don't look like a person anymore. And it really wants to focus on the camera behind me. So with all the powder that you added to your face before, when you were setting the cream, the blending of these shadows should not be an issue. Granted, last week I know that I set it and then it didn't look great and it got pretty muddy. That is simply user error. I did not set those well enough. So that was definitely on me. It's 11 o'clock and I am not done. Do-do-do-do-do-do, boo-da-boo-da-boo-boo. I'm gonna take a liquid liner and I'm gonna make my lines a little bit more sharp. I don't want them to fade away and not be noticeable, so I'm gonna go do that real quick and I will be right back because that's gonna take a hot minute. Okay? Okay, so I just took my liner and I outlined my lines. I did extend them a little bit. I tried to make them look a little bit more like artistic rather than just like harsh lines. And the more you extend them to kind of look more like cracky than just like a harsh ending is gonna look, I mean, not realistic, but it's gonna give you more of an artistic look, which is kind of what I like when I'm doing this kind of stuff. And I don't wanna mess with it too much because once I do, then I'm gonna have screwed it up. So I'm now going to take a very detailed brush. This one used Cruella de Vil last week, so we gotta be careful. This is a flat shader brush, and I'm going to take that darker brown that we used on the edges before, and I'm gonna brush that along every single black line I just made on the orange side. So now we are creating our shadows. So you just want it to blend seamlessly, and that doesn't have to be with this brush, it can be with a blending brush afterwards, but for right now, we are just trying to add the shadows, and then we will blend with the lighter color after. But for now, focus on one task at a time. All right, that is done. So we added that darker brown. Now I'm going to take this more detailed blender with the darker brown orange. I'm taking the lighter orange, and now I'm going to go over every line and try and diffuse it so it's not so harsh and it looks more like a shadow. All right, very quickly, gonna take the detailed brush and add deeper lines to my little lines, and then I'm gonna touch up the foundation concealer on this side with a little concealer brush, and then we'll be back with a final reveal. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. The only way to force my camera to focus on me is to be this close to it. It's doing its best when I just gotta chill. Hello, we're done. So this is my jack-o'-lantern look. Let me pull my shirt collar up so it hides the lower sections that aren't so great. This is my ripped skin jack-o'-lantern nonsense. With lots of shading. Honestly, out of all the looks I did this year, so far, I'd probably rank them as Clown easiest, this one second easiest, and then Cruella was definitely harder because you did a full face of makeup and then like had the slits and a struggle city. But this one, super easy. Also, this black makes my teeth look so white, and they're not. So like, I'm into this. Maybe I should wear black lipstick or something all the time so my teeth look white. It's not perfect. I could do like even more to make it perfect, but if I'm being truthful with you, it is 11:28 p.m. I can't. I've been doing this since 8:30, I don't know, so 3 hours of this. I mean, you can go faster. I definitely did this on my ex-boyfriend last year in like probably 30 minutes to an hour at most. I went much quicker, much less precise. It was speedy. So you can do this much faster. You don't have to take 3 hours, but I'm also trying to make it look really cool because I want the pictures and I want all of you to think I'm awesome at makeup. So here I am. But I need to go to bed. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to stick around for my final Halloween look next week, which is going to be a trip, okay? I'm not trying to give away too much, but like, never done this before. What I'm gonna be doing next week, never done it. Trying my best. It's gonna be an adventure. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go. And if it goes horrendously, you best believe I'm gonna be scrapping the video and filming something else, okay? Like, nobody needs to worry. I'll figure it out. I'll find something else to paint on my face. But for now, it's gonna be something cool. Like, different than anything I've done for Halloween. And maybe I'll give you a hint and just say there might be a little gore involved. I don't know. You're gonna have to find out. But as for this week, I'm done here. I need to go take photos, wash my face, probably shower, because I'm never gonna get this orange paint off my body if I don't. And also, like, this super dramatic, I went like extra heavier than I ever would on this eye to make it like super dramatic and stand out, and I actually kind of into it. I never put black eyeliner in my waterline and do like a full cat eye wing moment, but like, I think it's nice. I think if I didn't have lashes on, it would be too much, but that's not the point. I also could have touched up my black, which I really should have now that I'm looking at how messy it is. But in my head, I wanted to just go to bed, so I wasn't gonna do that. But I need to take photos, and so I do need to fix some areas. Okay, much better. So, like I said, subscribe, like this video so more people can see it, so they can see my fun, crazy Halloween looks that happen 1 month out of the year. Comment on the video if you think this is cool, if you think this is harder or easier than any of the looks I've done so far. If this gives you any sort of inspiration, I highly recommend doing it. It would be such like an easy costume. Like, if you do face paint, do you even have to dress up on Halloween? Like, genuine question. Do I have to put a costume on if I look like this walking into a party? Like, yeah. I'm wearing PJ pants. Could I walk into a Halloween party in this makeup, a black t-shirt and PJ pants? I feel like the answer is yes. Like, you've done enough. You don't need to do this too. Anyways, also you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. That is at CaitlinJolene_makeup. Every Makeup Monday, which is something I do on my Instagram every week anyways. It's an IGTV tutorial of whatever I do that day on Monday morning to get ready. But this month, because it's Halloween related, I've been doing like easy everyday Halloween looks that you can wear to the office, to work, whatever, out and about, that aren't like this. Like, yeah, I get it. You're not gonna do this and then show up at work. I understand, okay? I'm reasonable. So I show you what to do to celebrate Halloween and not look like a nut job at your job. You know what I mean? So feel free to go check that out and follow me over there as well. And otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you all are gonna stick around so you can see me next Friday at 4 p.m. when we do one last final Halloween look, because this has been fun, but not going to bed until midnight or later whenever I do one of these, not really my favorite thing in the world. Okay, well, bye. Oh, gosh, I have to pee. Do you understand? Okay, this eye look though, like, maybe just for a second we pretend that none of this is happening. This eye look is sick. The wing is super aggressive, but I did that on purpose. I didn't want it to get lost. I wanted this eye look and this face makeup to be dramatic. Oh, I didn't do the top of my jack-o'-lantern nose after the blend, but that's what we got going on, people. I also full committed on the ear and even did like lines. I also had to pee super bad, so like I need to get out of here. The paint goes all the way. Like, I'm not messing around, okay? On that note, I love you all so much.